The notion that women possess illogical thinking and have a knack for creating problems from nothing has been a long-standing stereotype, affecting not only men but others as well. Sometimes it can be confusing to anticipate the unexpected twists and turns of their thoughts. This is a story about how a trivial misunderstanding led to real drama. I cannot claim to have had many admirers in my life. Sure, there have been girls, but nothing serious ever developed. Perhaps my modesty and strict upbringing played a part in this. It still baffles me how Yulia noticed me. She is an activist, always organizing and leading in every group she joins. We started getting to know each other during our final year of study, grew closer during graduation, and eventually became a couple. We landed jobs at the same organization, moved in together, and got married. We were inseparable. We shared everything, except for one thing, our circle of friends. Her friends were all energetic and ambitious ladies with a high opinion of themselves. Most of them didn't like me, believing I wasn't a suitable match for Yulia. On the other hand, my friends were simple guys, many of whom I had known since childhood or from our neighborhood. Vova, in particular, had been a childhood friend, though our social circles rarely overlapped. Sure, we would often spend vacations together, celebrate important events, but when it came to meeting in a larger group, we tended to keep our circles separate. This brings us to the time when we gathered at one of our friend's dachas to celebrate his recent promotion. We had planned a casual get-together, but coincidentally, there were some acquaintances from the nearby village also spending time in the area. These were down-to-earth, unpretentious girls, so we invited a few of them to join us for a few toasts. The evening went well. Laughter filled the air. Perhaps we indulged in a bit more alcohol than usual, but no one crossed any boundaries. I returned home to an unexpected situation. Yulia, who had never shown signs of jealousy before, suddenly became suspicious. She started examining my clothes and questioning me about the details of a party. Despite having nothing to hide, my wife's behavior started to bother me. Inspired by a friend's success at work, I began spending more time away from home, hoping for a promotion. Yulia was able to work remotely and often left the office in the afternoon. On that particular day, I knew she would already be home while I stayed at work until late afternoon. Wanting to surprise her and alleviate her loneliness, I decided to order her favorite Japanese food for delivery. I instructed the courier to keep it a secret and present it as a surprise. With anticipation, I busied myself with work, waiting for Yulia's grateful call. However, the courier called in confusion, asking for clarification of the address. He explained that the address I provided had a door that hadn't been opened in a while. A man wearing only underwear came out and rudely told the courier to leave and not call again. Feeling sympathetic, I assumed there must have been a mistake and provided the address once more. Our conversation descended into repetitive exchanges as both the courier and I failed to understand each other. The courier and the delivery service, losing patience, even began describing the entrance and appearance of our door. Filled with unpleasant thoughts, I started hailing a taxi to go and find the courier myself. I let him leave as I arrived at home, only to find a stack of abandoned food boxes on the doorstep. Unlocking the door and stepping inside, I discovered nothing amiss. Just as I was about to call my wife, a stranger emerged from our bathroom, draped in my towel. Yelka, hastily clothed, burst out of the bedroom and, after quickly assessing the situation, began to shout, "Don't you dare accuse me of anything. Who do you think you are, the only one allowed to cheat behind my back?" Lurka spilled the beans. The half-naked man managed to disappear while I listened to the astounding tale. It turns out, at our last gathering at a friend's cottage, one of the girls posted some pictures on a popular social network. To put it plainly, the most compromising photo depicted us standing beside each other, casually touching glasses. Yet Lurka, my beloved's closest friend, saw the picture online and swiftly concluded that I must be shamelessly cheating. Moreover, she managed to convince Yulia of this accusation. Well, they say you can only fight fire with fire. As it turns out, my wife had been cheating on me for several weeks with this mysterious towel wearer, who also happened to be well acquainted with Lurka. If it was acceptable for me, then apparently it was acceptable for her too. She didn't even bother hiding it, aiming to cause maximum pain. But I had been unsuspecting and trusting for far too long. Now I realize that it's possible that even unmarried Lurka was simply envious of our happiness. But that doesn't change the fact that I was left alone, trapped in a whirlwind of resentment, deceit, revenge, and misunderstanding.